Hello everyone, and Fraczon here. Today I'm going to introduce you to the Tier 5 American battleship, the New York. So, before taking her for a stroll and getting some first impressions, just wanted to point out a couple of details which set her aside from the previous Tier 4 Wyoming. So, generally speaking, we have, as you can notice, 5 turrets of 2, although with bigger caliber compared to 6 turrets of 2 on the Wyoming, which are of lesser caliber. In terms of range, maximum range when fully upgraded is 15.6 kilometers versus 14.1 before. It is slightly faster, maybe 1 or 2 knots, and of course the average damage is considerably higher when compared to the Wyoming. Having said that, there's nothing better than to take her out for a game. And here we are in the action with the New York. So, today I'm going to do actually some live commentary instead of exposed. I think that live commentary does tend to be a bit more interesting, and I'll just quickly check my volume settings so I'm sure I'm not exactly like you can't actually hear me. Okay, that should be okay. So, as I'm moving with the New York and it's a battleship, I am extremely slow. At least I just got like the upgrade to the engine module, so now I'm actually cruising at 21 knots, but before it was a mere 19 or 18. So the thing here is that I think that one of the biggest things that you need to master as a battleship is learning where you're going, because the last thing you want to do is basically blunder off in a corner of the map where there's absolutely no one and you can do nothing. I mean, of course you have far superior firepower and long distances, but simply if you are too far away and you've chosen the wrong side of the map, you're going to be as useful as a dead rock in the entire confrontation. So here, for example, I was, for example, considering engaging the Yubari and the Phoenix, and they're like about 18 and 19 kilometers away. But by the time I actually get to clear all these islands, they'll all be well and gone. So probably this Congo is a much better target for me, because it's just like a matter of how I decide to commit to the fight. And if I choose the wrong side and get too far away, I'm just going to be completely useless. So I'm just hoping to go straight through B and hopefully manage to catch the enemy ships unaware. I highly doubt it. I'm gonna make it to destroy the carriers that are, let's say, at the end of or always hiding behind the islands. But I think it's you see, there's as I imagine, the Zuiho is down there, 20 kilometers. But I'm definitely not a ship chaser. I can only let's say take out cruisers. And my max range, I know I'm not fully upgraded, max range should be about, regardless of what it's saying right now on the radar, is actually, a maximum is 15.6, not fully upgraded, but I'm not yet fully upgraded, so it's probably about 10% less, so it should be around, somewhere around 14, 22, that's good. Somebody's already trying to sink the enemy Zuyo, that's excellent, and I'm just finally getting in range of that Phoenix, although it's completely, let's say, protected by the mountains for now. It's good to see that I'm supported by this Phoenix. It's always good as a battleship to be supported by cruisers. And finally, as soon as this Phoenix comes out, I can have, let's say, some target practice. The Congo is should be my same tier 5 if I'm not wrong. Let's see there, the Congo is tier 5, so it would be a fair match. However, ideally, first I'd like to take out the Phoenix. So, taking a test shot, and maybe it hits. Excellent, Citadel shot. Maybe I can get to sink it with this second salvo. Let's zoom it in, and it looks really good. And okay, there goes the Phoenix. And this is just the beauty of close quarters battleships. When they get in the zone, and you manage to Citadel enemies, there's just like no way they can manage to survive. Anyway, this Congo is smartly, let's say, shying away from the confrontation, which doesn't leave me with so many options. Oh, I just saw some torpedoes there, but they did disappear. Because if the Congo runs away, I really don't want to pursue it. There's no point. I think I can be much more valuable in other parts of the map. Although I already see that basically the enemy has lost all but one cruiser, so it will be my duty to engage other battleships. Oh, there's the other Phoenix, Wyoming, and another Wyoming. They're actually closer there. So here I have to take a choice, and I'm definitely gonna steer all left, because as you can see on the minimap, the Congo is steering behind the island. It's actually going further and further and further away, and if I get dragged down, let's say in this cat chasing mouse process, I'm definitely not going to make any kind of contribution to the team. For me, the Congo can run away. I personally don't care. We have such a massive point advantage that it becomes relatively irrelevant. And the Wyoming has noticed that I exist on the map, and that's good. But for all I care, from the minimap I see we've got 2 cruisers, 1 destroyer, and torpedo bombers on the job to kill and sink that Congo. So I just think that my presence is by far superfluous, even because of the fact I just won't make it in time. We're already at 600 points, and we're really not that far away. So I think I can make a much major contribution either on that Phoenix or on that Wyoming, and I'm just going to go for some range, if it appears again. So it's moving quite slowly. Let's give it a test shot and let's see where that lands. Seems to be doing okay. Leading a bit too much, but I already hit something, so I'm quite content. That Phoenix is very ambitious, but it's gonna hide behind the island as I suspected, which is of course the smart play. And we got rewarded by a Citadel shot, which is of course very gratifying, I must say, as a battleship player. I'm a bit concerned by the Izukaze at 8.5 kilometers to my left. I see that our Clemson just destroyed that Wyoming, and I think I am quite alone now to fend off that destroyer that's lurking here. So I'm not gonna fire now. I think the only way for me to save myself right now is to get in like a point blank volley into that destroyer. I'll have to wait. I'll have to be patient in my at least that's the way I would do it. And I know he's like leading me, so I'm gonna cut throttle completely. And he's turning, so I know something's up. And I will also be turning, but now I think this could be... My secondaries are opening up, but I really can't miss these shots. There we go. That's not bad, that's not bad. I know he's gonna torpedo me for sure. This is the moment. I knew it. I knew it. And cutting throttle is, in most of the cases, your best bet to avoiding them. I did manage nearly to avoid them all, but I think I'm quite content with this. I should be able to sink it. It depends if he gets torpedoes off me before. Oh, come on, for God's sake. I might get sunk here.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Oh, no, I need more speed. Absolutely not. I need more speed. Oh, goodness. No, never mind. It was good while it lasted. I did manage to destroy it, but as you could imagine, a 1v1 against a destroyer technically doesn't... like, I'm not built to destroy destroyers. Maybe if I'd caught it before, maybe I waited too much, but then this is just like experience when you're trying to fend off destroyers on your own, and this is also one of the reasons why you tend to need, let's say, cruisers to be accompanying you, because then if you're one-on-one via one with a destroyer, it becomes quite complicated. And it would have been a shame, because then I could have engaged the Wyoming, would have been a lot of fun. But at least I gave you a first glimpse of the New York, and I'll probably follow up with a second game. And here we go with the second New York game. Here I'm positioning myself with all my allies all together, and my range has been upgraded to 15.6, so finally this Kuma is actually in range. I'm gonna take a test shot to see if that may actually hit something. Leading seemed pretty good, and maybe I'll get a hit. Excellent, I'm rewarded with a nice hit. Not Citadel, no, I just want it to be perfectly aligned, and I'll take my shot now. I can also take the luxury of zooming it in, and I think something will most definitely hit. No, absolutely not. And well, this is the joys, let's say, and sadness of playing Battleship because you think you're aiming correctly, and then there's sometimes the splicing on your shots just fucks you over pretty much. So I'll just need to be a bit more careful with my aiming, and maybe I can manage to get the killing shot on that Kuma. Maybe. You see what I mean by splicing? The shots tend to not have a mind of their own, but just travel sometimes and just deviate from the target slightly. But the Wyoming is getting in range, and I'm hoping that... Oh, God. I was hoping that at least with the two targets being so close, I might have got the chance to hit something, but apparently not. Ah, the Wyoming firing a full broadside. Oh, that poor Omaha. I thought it would have gotten much more damage. And I'm actually aiming a bit poorly here. Maybe the shot should be a bit more indicative. And hopefully we can get some nice shots off this Wyoming. Just slightly changing in direction. But I think this is the right spot for me to be in. Ah, another miss. Never mind. The enemy team is leading us, well, was leading us. Now we're more or less the same. That Wyoming just keeps staying there. I really need to get some shots on it. And now it's really at nearly full stop. So this could be maybe, yeah, now it's, yeah, this should be the right range, and hopefully I can get some good shots. In the meantime, I got distracted, and I managed to get myself stuck against the beach. It's actually fantastic having, let's say, so many kilometers in range, and that could also be the reason for the excessive splicing of my shots. Also because I'm that far away. Trying my luck on that Kuma. After all, when you're doing 15-kilometer shots, I think it's quite easy to miss. But I do get a hit there. Don't know exactly what I hit, but I hit something. That's always good. So another shot on the Wyoming. Hopefully, range finding should not be an issue after so many tries. And I'm also trying to avoid this stupid island, but I'm well supported by my allies. Apparently, I hit everything but the enemy ship. And yes, well, that tends to happen. Unless the enemy Wyoming decided that it was time to move and avoid my shots, which also makes pretty good sense. Now let's see the Kuma. I did hit something on the Wyoming, that's good. And this Kuma has by far outlived, let's say, its natural lifespan, so I think it's time to terminate it, possibly. I find it ridiculous that it's alive at 1,500 health. So I'm gonna go with a full broadside, and hopefully something hits. But again, with such great distances, I think it gets a bit harder to calculate the lead times. And up to before, it was only 13 kilometers, now we're bolstering up to 15. And I must say that the distance, it makes a rather meaningful difference between the two. I know I should be shooting better, but I think that it takes a little bit of practice with battleships. I get some hits on the Congo, and I'm a bit afraid because I see the Nicholas is approaching me, a destroyer. That shot was missed, unfortunately. Maybe I can get some good shots on this Wyoming. Let's see, it's 12 kilometers. That seems a fair distance. And hopefully some of this will give me a bit of satisfaction in terms of good hits. Well, which was okay in this case. And the whole enemy team is pretty much here. I will decrease speed, so I'll get like a last salvo on the Wyoming, hopefully, before I will disappear behind this this island, which is... Well, I could actually try and station myself here and just cut it like to full stop. After all the targets here are just milling around trying to hit other objectives, so it's probably worth a try. That Congo is nicely hiding. I really do want to sink with Kuma. It's becoming a matter of personal it's getting personal. And I'll also try to hit that Congo. Seeing how that goes. Looks like good shots. I think I'll fire the full broadside. I get rewarded by some decent hits, 2000, but I'm not the Citadel shots I'm looking for. And again, the splicing hits again. I was really hoping to get a much better hit on it. And sadly, with my reload times, it's gonna take quite a long time for me to be again on track. The enemy ship is gradually getting close. No, actually, it's rather stationary. It's neither getting further away nor closer. And that, come on. I really want to do some damage to that Congo, which has noticed me, so it's better for me to get the hell out of here. I got lucky that didn't really get any major damage upon me. I do have 4 repairs because I upgraded my Admiral. And I think I should... Oh no, Omaha, why the hell are you going that? Omaha is gonna get destroyed. It basically has... It was put in range of basically everything, and as you can see, it's just gonna get demolished in such little time. The only thing that's worrying me is that our team is like completely broken in half. And it's gonna be up to the Wyoming and the New York to kind of, let's say, rectify this imbalance. If we can manage to gradually, because the Kuma is half dead, we have an Omaha that's an easy, well, quote unquote easy target for us battleships. We're both at full health, and if our northern flank, now when the way I'm seeing it, can resist, then I think we might have a good chance at winning this, because we're both at safe. We more or less have the same points, so now it's really gonna come down to the battle of trying to hit the enemy and, well, doing a lot of damage. Sadly, the Wyoming is actually behind the island. Did not recognize that, but I know there's an Omaha there. Just how slowly is it moving? I'm trying to go for this. Maybe a little bit too much, but I get some hits. I'm gonna go for the full broadside because I'm gonna be behind the island while I reload. And the zoom looked promising, and effectively I do Citadel him and destroy him. So that's pretty good. That's rewarding. This is exactly what I was trying to explain before, is that if both the battleships, me and the Wyoming, can manage to put pressure on their flank and eliminate other, let's say, targets, I think the Furutaka, the New York, and the Hosho can better manage to hold off the other enemy ships. And I see there's a destroyer, but that should not be the Minikaze, although the Furutaka is not exactly the best of cruisers in terms of its fire rate, was actually pretty bad. And I know there's a battleship around here, and I'm actually wondering if it's worth it to cap B. I suppose so. Let's see that Wyoming, in what direction is it going? So the Wyoming is coming out right there. And I think I might as well make way for B. I'll try to explain my reasoning. Because the way the Wyoming is coming out, it's going to be covered by islands for a long time. And the way I am, I'm completely perpendicular to it. So even if I'm exposed, I don't think that the possible damage output from that Wyoming can be great. And what I hope will happen is that the closer we get, the better the chances that he's going to waste his shots, because I'm perpendicular. Then when I feel ready, I can open up my ports and my broadside and just fire on him, and then potentially I can escape between these two islands if need be, of course. And as I suspected, the Wyoming is gradually making its way. So let's see if its cannons are pointed towards me. The Wyoming is not moving, so this could lead to interesting hits. And I hope it's just gonna waste its entire broadside. I'm just waiting for... Oh, its cannons are not even pointing in my direction, so it must be focusing on the other Wyoming. So I will actually cut throttle, and yes, I can clearly see his guns are not being aimed at me. So now I actually have a pretty good chance of doing some good damage. And 4,000. I'm more looking for like Citadel shots, but sure, I'll take it. Another 5,000, that's okay. And I'm shooting at rocks, which is not exactly what I want to. Oh, actually, never mind. Never mind, he doesn't see me. Wait, I just need to be 100% sure he's gonna come around here. What I want to do is ambush him. And I think I can do this nicely. I'm gonna be fully exposed with my broadside. Now I just need him to come in front of me. And I think that's exactly what he's gonna do. I actually... my cannons are not exact. I really need him to be very distracted indeed. God, the zoom is actually very confusing. And he can't see me. Oh my god. Well, as you could have imagined, the ambush went perfectly. And the point, he was really tunnel visioning on the other Wyoming and had absolutely no idea whatsoever that I was here. So I'm actually very happy on how this went. And now basically we have actually 2 Congos. Those are some tough tier 5 battleships we have on the enemy side, and we are 3 battleships versus 1 aircraft and 1 aircraft carrier for us, which sadly is very much in range of those 2 Congos. So I'm afraid they will not resist the enemy. Our New York is at half health. The Wyoming here is a bit more than half health. I have 4 repairs and full health, which is, I think, extremely good. And okay, now I'm gonna try and capture B. I wonder if the Wyoming, if it's worth capturing the C point in terms of the Wyoming. Sadly, the A point has been captured by the enemy, but we're gonna be capturing the A point. But there's only... Where the hell is the enemy cruiser, by the way? I perfectly see the two enemy battleships, but I'm clueless to where that... I'm absolutely clueless to where that destroyer, that cruiser could be. So I'm afraid the Hosho might get destroyed. I'm just hoping the Hosho could get some damage on that Congo, and I'm not sure I can for some reason that Congo is like running away, and that I just don't understand. I just find that a bad decision all in all. Oh, and I see there's a pretty harmless Tenryu. I think that my objective right now is trying to get some damage on that Congo, and the Tenryu can shoot, let's say, all day and all night at me. I quite frankly don't care. I don't think it has any grand DPS potential. And I did hit something on that Congo, which had slowed down to avoid torpedoes, and I think that this should do some damage. Yeah, I know, poor Hosho is asking for help, and I'm doing what I can. But, so, given the Hosho is quite dead, I also need to sink that the Tenryu. He's gonna die anyway. And the Tenryu does have torpedoes, so you gotta be aware of that. There we go, that's a good shot on the Tenryu. The maximum... Oh, there we go, still a little shot to the Tenryu, and goodbye, cruiser. Now the other Congo is in range. Did our aircraft carrier die? Yes, it did. And I'll have to take a sort of last shot on that. I really need to focus on the Congo. And I do have the support of the Wyoming, hopefully. And I get another shot on that, another hit on it. And now I really need to hit this Congo. He's fired a full broadside. I'll cut throttle. I hope that helps with dodging. And I also fired my full broadside. Hopefully his wasn't that bad. And I get rewarded by an 8,000 critical hit. Well, not critical hit, but still a pretty nice hit. And I think I'm still better off actually cutting throttle here. And I'll try and hit that Congo, but I'm more worried about that one that is closer to me, that one that is 7.7 kilometers in range. Also because that Congo only has 10k health, while the one I'm aiming at right now is at about 7.7, which is more worrisome, I have to say. Okay, let's try one test shot. See where that lands. Ooh, excellent. That looked like excellent range to me. And good. Another 10k damage. That's pretty good. And hopefully I don't have anybody. Oh yeah, I have a Wyoming supporting me. Okay, that's good. I will once again cut throttle, and come on. Okay, got another 1,000. He's gonna hide. Ouch, this might hurt quite badly. Could have been much worse, I suppose. And now it's my duty, though, to try and sink him. I know I have double Congo fire on me, but I need to make this happen. That's leading too much. And okay, that's another pretty good shot, but I do need my ally to be doing something. What the hell is that Wyoming even doing? Oh well. The important thing is that we won the game, and I must say it's been a rather interesting match. It did start out a bit slowly, but then it gradually, let's say, made itself more interesting, I hope also for the viewers. And having said that, you can see that also battleships can be fun at times. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, or comment, whatever you do feel like doing, and any criticism is always well accepted. And I'd say that for today from Fraczon's Games, this is all. See you guys next time.